Alright, so, the head games that Shelly and Danica were playing, and their friend Kara Miles. That all should have been documented by the police, but getting the police to give a shit anywhere. Everywhere that I went, they're like, it's not my problem, it's not my problem, it's not my problem. I'm like, dude, how is it not your problem? It's nobody's problem. You tell me to call these people, they're the ones I have to talk to. Or these people over here, they're the ones I have to talk to. Or I got to go to this courthouse and fill this out. And I go to the courthouses to fill that out, and I'm not allowed. When I was on Pearl Street before all this happened, I was reasonably safe. I mean, I knew if I was attacked that nobody was going to do anything about it. I'd been attacked enough times to know that at least. Unless Desiree was there. Desiree'd protect me. Tigger got into a fight down there, and Ash, he got into a fight down there too, over me. People trying to hurt me. But I didn't need them to, and I didn't want them to. When Desiree beat those guys up over me, it was more of her pride because she was drunk at the time. And so were they, and they just didn't know how to let it go. People keep telling me, let it go, let it go, let it go. I'm really good at letting things go. But if they're going to affect me for the rest of my life, it's not something I can let go. If it's something that's going to prevent me from having a decent life, pursuing happiness, or defending myself, then I'm not going to let it go. If I just have to take the abuse and take the abuse for the rest of my life, I'm not going to let it go, and I'm not going to say nice things. Now, these people that are pissed off at me, first of all, I think they have every right to be. Because second of all, the things they're pissed off about are the things I'm pissed off about. Now, with each and every one of these people that I've thrown away in the last week or so, 2 weeks, is thrown away the right word? No. Dismissed is probably the right word. See, Miss Peaches trying to explain to all these people like Katie Cahill. Katie, there's a time limit on this. People are like, you need to sue them. I'm like, I can't function. I can barely speak. That's why I make videos. And I know everything doesn't come all together perfectly for you guys in the videos, but it's established on the timeline in Facebook and in my messages. It shows when, where, and why. It shows people's motives and reasoning behind it. See, one thing that DJ isn't paying attention to, and never gave me the chance to, all these people who claim to care, they don't want to take a look at all the shit that these people have done to me. Or the fact that I can't see these people because of the things that were done to me. Done to me by their friends. See, DJ, you can go back and look through my stories. I don't have mean or evil things to say about DJ. Ever. But the people that were slandering my name, like Katie Whiteman and, of course, DJ's brother, Colin, like, this stuff was just cruelty. I got some of that from Haley Smith, too. I was good to all these people. And Haley Smith, with her judging me the way that she was, she got Brian Farmer and Jared Wallace killed. Spencer Crawford, he stabbed his best friend Angus in the chest. Killed him dead as a doornail while tripping on acid. I'm mad at a lot of people because they didn't pay attention. They said they loved me. They said they'd listen, but they never took the time. It's all in texting. All texting. Texting. Like they can't do anything but text. And even then, they don't hardly ever look at it. Or they want me to be positive all the goddamn time like I used to be. Well, I was positive all the goddamn time before because I could afford to be. I could go see my loved ones. I could speak to them face to face and give them a hug. And yeah, some of those people I'm really not happy about. And you know, there's a lot of people like Pierre. Pierre's a skirt chaser. But I still love him. I'd still love to give him a hug. I would love for Maddie Boa to come forward and tell the truth. I would love for Alicia to have to sit down with me in a room with an arbiter there so that she understands I'm not out to hurt her. People are hurting me. They're harming me. Your family, your friends are doing evil things, Alicia. I needed an honest day in court, not people lying to me and harassing me and threatening me. I needed an honest day in court. With an honest day in court, I could have shown what's going on and knocked some fucking sense into Alicia's head with some fucking facts. Miss Peach is like, oh, they're not going to let me, they're not going to let me, they're not going to let me. Fucking try. See, that's the thing, is that we never went down there as a group. The one time that Miss Peaches was able to actually make time to do it was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And Raja, like, yeah, you know, 3 of us went down there and wrote reports saying that you couldn't have killed Natalie because you were with us. Well, yeah, you told the truth. That's fine. That's what I've needed the whole time, the truth. How many times did I go to your house for help with Natalie before she died? That's an important fact. What were we doing? What were we supposed to be doing while I was there? That's an important fact. The fact is, I was being threatened, harassed, and assaulted, and I couldn't get anyone to stop long enough to hear what I was saying. I couldn't get anyone to stop making suggestions long enough to find out everything that's going on. And there's a lot of it. The longer it took for somebody to be in my corner and help put a stop to this, the more of it happened. And yeah, I'm pretty pissed off at Miss Peaches. Because at the beginning, yeah, she was pretty mean. She was pretty snappy and pretty crabby. And then when Natalie died, I'd gone over there 4 times to try to get her to listen. I'd gone over to JoJo's and Derek's to get them to listen. They said they would. But then they didn't have time, and it didn't occur to them that I didn't have a lot of resources to go doing these things. Now, Miss Peaches, all of the stuff that she was helping me with, she threw in my face too later on. Like, alright, with my court dates. Miss Peaches went to one of my court dates with me. And they took her picture in the daily camera. It was fucked up. the people who ripped me off, Ken and Leah, instead of them coming at me directly, they do the same exact thing that Alicia did. Send other people after me, like Blaine McCrelius. If these people really loved me, they would have tried harder. And I do mean that. Miss Peaches said that I should have tried harder to get her to listen before Natalie died. I don't see how I could have. I don't. Like, you know, by the second or third day that I was there, every time that I went there, you know, I was snapped at about how she didn't have time, or, you know, I can see that she's doing something. And I'm not trying to get her to stop right then and there. I'm just letting her know, like, I'm really trying hard here. And that doesn't make her a bad person. There's supposed to be government people who deal with this kind of stuff, so that Miss Peaches doesn't have to pick up where she paid her taxes for people to do these things. She pays her taxes so the officers can do the things that they did to me. She pays her taxes hoping that there will be services. And you say, hey, you need to go talk to a therapist and have them go with you. You got to talk to these people and those people. And I do, and those people don't want to do anything. It turns out that the resources that you believe do things don't actually do them. Fuck, I hate allergy season here in Washington. It's worse than Nebraska by a long shot. For me, anyway. Now, Miss Peaches, when she gave me a ride to that court date, it was a scary thing. I mean, here I was, I'd been assaulted by cops, and the cops charged me with assault, and refused to take a report, refused to take any pictures of what they'd done to me. Made fun of me in the jail. No matter what, I couldn't get anyone to help me with making a report on that. And the officers, they all played stupid. Every fucking one of them. When you try to turn in an officer, they all play stupid. Like, they want you to repeat it 30 times that you are trying to report on the wrongdoing of an officer. With this situation, they were able to do whatever they wanted across jurisdictional boundaries to me. Whatever they wanted. But they couldn't take any reports on anything because it's all out of jurisdiction no matter where it happened. They're allowed to take stuff from all over the place, people slandering my name, and they use that slander to prevent me from having an honest day in court. And that's the thing, is that Miss Peaches needed to come forward. Miss Lexi needed to come forward. Miss Tabby needed to come forward. All the people that said that they would come forward should have done so, but we didn't know who to turn this shit into. Derek, he didn't know who to turn it into, neither do I. So people are sending this stuff to my email. Well, thank you, but I don't even know who to forward it to. I'm trying for checks and balances here. I'm hoping that the media will keep the cops straight. The cops will keep the media straight. The cops will keep the Bollingers straight, and the Bollingers will keep the cops straight. But no, they all got too much invested in making sure that I am kept in a constant state of hell. Miss Peaches should never have had to be in that position to begin with. Tabby should never have had to be in that position to begin with. I should never have been in that position to begin with. Now, when Miss Peaches gave me a ride, she was saying that she didn't have the gas. So I gave her $20. She said I wouldn't take it if I didn't need it. And then the next day, when she was giving me rides around all those places I was going, that might have been the first day actually. I gave her $20 then. It was the same thing. She was only able to come back the next day to help me because of the $20 that I gave her. So I'd given her $40 in 2 days. Now, mind you that I'm not rich and I'm not bitching about that money. Later on, when I didn't have money, it was all gone. I'd spent it all on services, like those rides. Miss Peaches was like, well, you didn't have to give me that money. Actually, I did. You would not have been able to come back the next day if I hadn't given you that money. You wouldn't have been able to help me or show up in court if I hadn't given you that money. And then people are like, oh, Sean, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. But yeah, later on, when things don't go perfectly, you throw it back in my face. It's not fine if you can do that. If you can feel so fine and dandy about it that you, not learning what's going on in the situation, telling me what I need to do with my life, what it is that I need to do with these people and those people, and I'm like, I can't. I'm trying. Unlike these other people who are saying, I can't, I continue to try. There has to be a way. I mean, for me, the things that are going through my mind is that if I could have gotten someone to listen to me before Natalie died, she might still be alive. If I could have gotten somebody to actually help when Officer Lola Tai assaulted me, I could have prevented the assault against Sammy Leon Lawrence IV. And I could have prevented the assault against Michelle Rodriguez. But I couldn't get people to listen because the way my name was, well, destroyed, everybody treated me like I was crazy. And then I know you guys, some of you are like, dude, that's fucking such bullshit. I totally supported you at the beginning. Like, yeah, dude, supported me where? Were you arguing with people on Facebook? Or were you going into a court of law with me and helping me fill out that paperwork safely to prevent them from not doing their jobs? In Chapel, Nebraska, let me let you know how far their investigation went. The officer who was supposed to be investigating what was going on with those threats that I was receiving on my grandma's funeral. Yeah, they did a piss poor job on that. Never actually got their job done. I'm so overwhelmed with that, like everything that came from that, all of the stuff that these things needed to be documented. If these officers had bothered to document it, to understand that I literally cannot fill out these things without help. If it's on the computer, I need someone there with me in person to show me. I need someone to sit with me and help me. And I'm sorry that it's that way. I am sorry that I can't fix that for you. I am sorry that I cannot change that part of myself in my current situation without a safe environment. I'm sorry that Shannon's environment was the way that it was. I'm not sorry for speaking out about it. I'm sorry that I had to. Shannon's not a bad person. She shouldn't have had to take on that responsibility. She chose to. But she didn't actually follow through. And that's the part that kills me the most, is that I invested the time and resources to go there for help that I didn't receive. But I also surprised her with the trip because I really was worried about my own personal safety. I'd been assaulted and harassed so many times, and I literally can't get anyone to help me to make a report. Like, I literally want my life to end every moment of every day. But I also want to believe that somebody actually gives a shit enough to help. I've got just a few days left to try to get those police reports in for the shit that happened to me last August. But I need help with it. And the people who are going to help me with it, the lady who is addicted to heroin who's been going to come help me, she hasn't been here. And the lady who works here who is going to help me, she took 2 hours out of her day before work to help me. And we weren't able to get it figured out. I mean, there is so much stuff to do. This young woman has no idea what she's getting into. I mean, I talked to her this morning, and I think she just realized how much work it truly is. No, I need a safe place, but I don't want to be with a woman. I don't want to stay in a house with a female. I don't want that pressure or that fear. I'm scared of women for a reason. If they get the wrong idea, it's my fault. I let her know not to invite homeless people to her house. There are people that could take me in. My dad, he could take me in and allow me to do the things that I need to do without being abusive and demanding. Like, yes, I understand you have these 200 things that you want me to do. I do. I understand this. But understand that I need to clear my name in order to get my money back. I can't get the time back. I can't get the days of my life back. But I should at least have the resources to be able to defend myself. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, these people who were harassing me, who I was trying to make a report on for over a year, some of them anyway, continued to harass me. Wasn't shit I could do. I love these people, alright? I really do. They made bad decisions because they didn't understand. They didn't understand because they have busy lives. And their own thoughts, feelings, and opinions that get in the way. Do I think Miss Peaches is a shitty excuse for a human being? Fuck no. Miss Peaches is a goddamn rock star. She's a good woman who didn't understand in the beginning and doesn't understand now. But she gets it a little bit. I slandered her name. There was also a lot of truth in that part that I was speaking to, though. Most of it's the truth. So why did I slander her name? So she understands, at least in a small part. Just like Katie Cahill, Mandy Hughes, Alyssa Rainwater, Dan Fabert, Layla Johnson. You guys can have a small taste of what I have to go through. They're like, Sean, you have no idea how that makes me feel. I'm like, no, I know exactly how it makes you feel. I know 100% how that makes you feel, Miss Peaches. I know 100% how that makes you feel, Katie Cahill. I know 100% how that makes you feel, Mandy Hughes. I know 100% how that makes you feel, Alyssa Rainwater. And now you know about 5% of how I feel.